Number 10. Alien Coinage. A group of people renovating a house in the south of Egypt stumbled upon a small collection of very strange coins that appeared to be ancient. The coins depict an alien figure dressed in what appears to be a Roman toga with some strange letters stamped along the edges. On the other side of the coins is something that looks an awful lot like a spaceship hovering above the ground. The coins don't show any human figures or really anything that suggests that they came from Earth. UFO hunters have been trying to convince people that the coins are direct evidence that aliens were here a very long time ago, and that they either brought their own money with them or made these coins here on Earth. The strange words on the coins have been since identified as ancient Latin, translating to, "It's here in due time." We don't know what exactly that means or even where these coins could have possibly come from. Mainstream scientists have yet to elaborate on the discovery, neither verifying nor coming forward to disprove the artifacts. They could be part of some elaborate hoax or real coins left behind by a race of alien visitors. Number 9. Tablets of Curses. In Serbia, archaeologists discovered small parchments of gold and silver inscribed with what they believe to be ancient curses. These bizarre tablets were found alongside the skeletons of a few people at an excavation site in the northeast. Archaeologist Miomir Korac and her team scoured the site, which they say was once the Roman city of Viminacium. But let's break down these creepy tablets. The artifacts were covered in symbols and writings which have yet to be fully deciphered. 2,000 years ago, when the tablets were made, it wasn't uncommon for Greco-Romans to ask the gods, and in some cases even the dead, to perform acts of cruelty upon their rivals. One of these newly found scrolls was even written in ancient Aramaic, invoking the name of the demon Baal. But the rest of them haven't been translated yet because they don't contain enough recognizable text. They are instead inscribed mostly with unknown symbols that may represent cosmic forces. They were all definitely curses, but archaeologists are still trying to figure out just what exactly their intended purpose was. Number 8. Tree Skeleton. In New Haven, a tree fell over to reveal a human skeleton. Tangled in the exposed roots was a collection of bones, rusted nails, and wood fragments that have since been collected by medical examiners. One of these examiners was Connecticut state archaeologist Nicholas Bellantoni. According to the researchers, this part of New Haven was once used as a mass burial ground during the days of the colonists. And judging by just how many bones were found tangled in with the tree trunks, there was more than one person buried here. If the archaeologists keep digging, chances are they could find more bodies than they'll know what to do with. For right now, all that's been uncovered is a skull, a spine, and a rib cage in the base of the tree itself. But these are likely from more than one individual. The archaeologists believe the bodies had been buried in the late 1700s, and that there could be up to 5,000 more in the area. Number 7. Terrifying spiders. Scientists in Georgia have made what could be the creepiest discovery in recent memory that actually has a real-world effect, at least an effect on people living in Georgia. The Joro spider is an invasive species of arachnid that only recently began to grow in numbers. But scientists are now warning residents in northern Georgia that the species is no longer growing slowly, but at an alarming rate. This terrible spider is a native of Asia. It has colorful yellow stripes, and it was first sighted by researchers at the University of Georgia sometime in 2013. Researchers say it probably made its way to Georgia inside shipping containers from China or Japan. And guess what? They've also been found in Greenville, South Carolina. The spiders are starting to creep across America. Rick Hobeck, who has been tracking the various sightings, says they are here to stay and won't be going anywhere. And this is creepy for one major reason. The Joro spider is huge and alarming. The Joro spider may not be dangerous, but it's certainly frightening, and their numbers are multiplying so fast that if you live in the area, chances are you're going to find one in your house very soon. For anyone who lives in the Georgia area, have you seen any of these terrifying yellow spiders just yet? And if so, what was your immediate reaction? Let us know in the comments below, and if you're liking this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. Number 6. A Satanic Shack. An urban explorer named Adam Corkill was checking out an abandoned house in the countryside of Taunton in England when he found more than he bargained for. According to Adam, the house appeared to have been empty for at least 20 years. The kitchen was dilapidated, covered with cracked and broken floor tiles from the 1970s. The walls were damp and rotting. The whole place looked like it needed to be torn down immediately. But beyond the ordinary weirdness of an abandoned home, Adam also discovered traces of possible satanic activity. The hallway was covered in graffiti, including some obscure references to Satan. There was no evidence that anything foul had taken place, although it was honestly pretty hard to tell. The sofa was flipped on its side, personal items were scattered everywhere, and the entire back wall of the house had already fallen down. It's not clear why the owners left, who was inside writing Satan's name on the wall, or even if the house is filled with ghosts. Number 5. The Mummy Who Opens Her Eyes. Rosalia Lombardo died at the young age of 2, stricken by pneumonia in the year 1920. Today, she is one of the best preserved mummies in the world. She looks so much like she did at the time of her death that some people swear she opens her eyes and looks directly at them. Rosalia is hidden in an obscure Sicilian catacomb. When she died, her father was so stricken by grief that he went to an embalmer named Alfredo Salafia to turn his girl into a mummy. Whatever Alfredo did, it worked. Her internal organs are still perfectly intact 100 years later. Her face is so fresh that it looks like she's sleeping, and occasionally, you can see her bright blue irises when she, quote-unquote, opens her eyes. She's one of the 8,000 mummies that were discovered underneath the Capuchin convent in modern times, located in Sicily. But the truth is that she doesn't actually open her eyes. In 2009, the Italian biological anthropologist Dario Piombino Mascali debunked the myth. He says it's an optical illusion produced by light filtering through the side of a window. During the day, the change in the light makes it look as though her eyelids are opening when in fact they aren't. Still, she's without a doubt the most impressive mummy, and one of the creepiest that you can see today. Number 4. Two-Headed Cobra. The only thing creepier than one cobra is a cobra with 2 heads. In India, forest officials stumbled upon a very strange creature in the jungle. Adil Mirza, a snake expert who's been working with the forest department for over 15 years, was the first one to lay eyes on the 2-headed spectacled cobra. This literal freak of nature had 2 heads growing out of its neck and pointing in opposite directions. According to Adil, he had never, in all his years of encountering snakes, seen something like it. The serpent appeared to be less than 2 weeks old, only about 1.5 feet long, but oddly enough, it was still alive. Snakes with this extreme of a deformity almost never survive in the wild because they can't catch enough prey to sustain themselves. Luckily for this one, it was sent to the nearby Dehradun Zoo to be examined and kept alive by a veterinarian. With human intervention, this 2-headed snake might actually live a full life. Number 3. Satanic Coins. Hidden beneath Bath Abbey in Somerset, England, restoration archaeologists discovered a pair of coins that seemed to be satanic in origin. The coins depict a horned and hoofed devil wielding a trident. The words Civitas Diaboli were stamped on the coins as well, translating roughly to City of the Devil. But just what in the world could these potentially satanic coins mean? Were archaeologists on the trail of a cult of medieval devil worshippers? Unfortunately, no. The coins were actually made in the year 1973 by an art gallery clerk in Denmark. It was part of a practical joke that Scandinavians who remember it still call it the prank of the century. Back in 73, islanders on the remote Danish island of Anholt started finding real evidence of satanic rituals. They found strange masks, bones wrapped up in string, and even a fake human head stuck on a stake. It was after this that devil coins started appearing in churches and crypts, about 400 in total. It sparked fears of a satanic cult on the prowl, but it was really just one guy who thought he was hilarious, leaving fake devil coins in archaeological spots. Somehow, 2 of these coins wound up in England, where they shocked archaeologists before they figured out that coins were part of a 40-year-old prank. Number 2. Creepy Graffiti. Ancient Roman graffiti has been discovered in Pompeii, with experts saying the Romans may have been just as disgusting with their graffiti as some people are today. Most of us already know the story of Pompeii. In the year 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted, and everyone in the city died from an explosion of heat and gas and were buried under ash for 2,000 years. The entire city is immaculately preserved, including the graffiti, and even though most of the graffiti has faded over time, the stuff that hasn't is downright creepy. Graffiti here has been cataloged since the 1800s. Archaeologists have found some disturbing portrayals of city prostitutes carved into walls, wildly inappropriate insults seemingly aimed at one's enemies, and even stuff so simple as, "I was here." And while some of this stuff is humorous, a lot of it is so raunchy and gross that I can't even repeat it. Apparently, Romans had a seriously sick sense of humor, and they let everyone know by carving their dirtiest thoughts on the city walls. Number 1. Tree Mummy. A man was going for a walk in the Evergreen Memorial Park and Cemetery in Los Angeles, one of the oldest graveyards in the city. During his walk, he stumbled upon some mummified remains and a mysterious box stashed in a tree. This cemetery was established way back in 1877. It's no surprise that there's some old and seriously creepy stuff hidden here. The walker, who was out with his dog, was picking up sticks to burn in his kiln at home when he noticed an object stuck in an old tree. It was a wooden box tied shut with string. Inside the box, he found a small figure wrapped in cloth. It looked to be some kind of baby mummy, and it very well might have been. The walker put the mummified remains back where he found him, not wanting to disrespect the dead, but he did upload the photos online. That was when experts came forward to say it was a popular practice in the 1800s for women to put miscarried fetuses inside small boxes. They then buried the little boxes in trees, a way of returning the deceased back to nature. Which of these discoveries did you find the creepiest? Let us know what freaks you out the most in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, please come back soon for more awesome stuff from the channel. Thanks for watching and see you again. Bye!